that I am very afraid that my ibadah are not getting accepted because I didn't knew anything about types of water. I made so many wudus that I know were wrong. Now I know, at the time I didn't. So basically, every other prayer I did before were wrong, and I'm like very afraid. So what
Give
to
me
do?
one example, ya Shahruq.
What?
Give me one example of one wudu or one prayer you think that they were wrong and that's why you're concerned. Give me one example. What makes you think that your
For
wudu was invalid?
For example, I didn't knew that you weren't meant to compete with Imam. As soon as he said Allahu Akbar, I used to go down
Yeah,
before he
Shahruq.
finished it.
Shahruq, you said about wudu and the different types of water. Give me one example about wudu and the different types of water that puts you in doubt whether your wudu was valid or correct or not.
For example, one of the three characteristics, if it changes, then the wudu is not valid. So I made wudu with odor, where the odor of the wudu of the water was changed. It was a smelly water, and I made lots of wudu with it. And I had no other choice either. The whole
Smelly in what
area
sense? Smelly in what sense? Let me tell you this. When you add fragrance to the water, you cannot perform wudu with it. Okay? When the water is sitting in the kitchen or in the storage for a month or two, yeah, it may change, but it is not a different smell. So it's still called water because it is colorless, odorless, and tasteless. But sometimes you look at the water as because it's sitting there for a while. But are you talking about when somebody performs wudu with 7-Up? It's clear, colorless, and odorless. But is it tasteless? No. Sugar is added. There are additives. So it is tahir, clean. But I cannot use it for further purification. I cannot make wudu with it. So it is very obvious one of the three characteristics, which is the colorless, odorless, and tasteless, has been changed. Obviously, not because the water was sitting in the kitchen or sitting in the shower place in a bottle for a long time. Do you have any questions concerning this matter? Because I have something to share with you.
No, I have another question.
Now, before you have another question, with regards to what I mentioned earlier, and with regards to your condition, particularly Shahruq, I feel your condition and situation exactly. When somebody wasn't practicing and he started to practice, the Prophet ﷺ says, take it easy. And he said, هَلَكَ الْمُتَنَطِّعُونَ. You may perish as a result of trying to be very meticulous to the extent of becoming extreme. Not extreme in a bad sense, but you want to do everything to the extent you overdo it. Then you end up getting into the pit of waswasa. Waswas. Forget about the past and start from the scratch. And pray the fara'id and pray extra nawafid before and after every prayer to the best of your ability. And as you're learning, keep improving yourself. And if you have a pen and paper, write down. There is KIU, Knowledge International University. Okay, this is in KSA. It's in English. You can register, you can study fiqh if you're interested. Don't you say, I'm gonna read on my own. Read on your own will end up putting you in this confusion. In the classes, when you study with the sheikh, with the teacher, with the professor, he will guide you so that you don't have to ask all these questions. Okay? Likewise with the matters of aqidah. There are other institutes and universities where you can register or get yourself enrolled in any of them, because studying on your own might hurt you, not benefit you. Don't say, I'm reading the Reliance of the Traveler on your own. Even Al-Fiqh Muyassar. Please, you can download any of these lectures and listen to them of the prominent, reliable scholars. Or my best advice for you is to get enrolled in any of these institutes where you'll have a teacher, a sheikh, or a tutor who will walk you through and answer all your questions. In addition to that, we're here inshallah to assist you.